This is first broad category of what? The software. So system software is a software which is written to provide services to other programs, right? So they process complex data and data structures. System software is categorized by heavy interaction with computer hardware that requires scheduling, resource sharing, and sophisticated process management. So this is one of the category of the software, right? So let us see the second category of software. The second category of software is called as what? Application software, right? Who will tell me what is application software? Yes, anybody? Application software, it is defined as programs that solve a specific business need. So application softwares are designed for what? User. So some of the application software that we are using, see Zoom. Zoom is also one of the application. So we are using that application to interact with the users. Then Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all these are also called as application softwares. We are using these application softwares to create some documents, okay? Then we are using Excel to generate some sheets, to make some comparison of data in this sheets, isn't it? Then we are also using PDF, that is Adobe. Then we are using see, you are also using some this one websites. Those are also categorized as application software, right? So let me tell you few examples of application software. See, it includes word processors. Word processors are like Notepad. Okay, you have Notepad. Again, you have WordPad, which is very old one, right? We have Notepad plus plus also, right? So that is one example of application. We have database programs, right? We have web browsers, some of the tools, all image editors like Photoshop, Paint, right? Paint plus plus, all these are also applications. Then communication platforms. See, right? We are also using Google Meet. All these are also the applications, right? Then so these are the examples, okay, of the application software. So these are also one category of software, right? So which is used for making documentation, business purpose, okay, or we are also using for making some technical decisions. So that is the second category of the software, which is called as application software, right? Okay. The third one is engineering and scientific software. Okay. See, you have learned statistics, right? All of you have learned stat, those who are from science and commerce. So using statistics, what do? We do some analysis, right? Like suppose I want to make a comparison of your results. Suppose 10 students are there and I want to see who has scored the highest marks in all the subjects or one who stands first in the class. So this is called as one analysis. So that analysis process can be carried out, okay, using some scientific and some engineering related softwares, right? For example, we can use one software called as what? SPSS, right? SPSS. So this is one of the software which is used to do some analysis, that is SPSS software. There are some softwares like Excel also, okay, where we do analysis, right? So this is called as what? Engineering and scientific softwares, right? See, some examples are MATLAB. In MATLAB, okay, so see, MATLAB is as good as using your object exactly procedure oriented programming like FoxPro, okay, C programming. So in MATLAB we have that kind of code. It is also one of the IDE, okay, it is one of the program development environment where we are using the code like C program, right? See, here you can just browse in. If I take MATLAB, right? So see, you will get lot of details. So it is a multi-paradigm numerical computing environment. Okay. So MATLAB allows matrix manipulation, plotting of functions and data implementations, and algorithms, creation of user interface, and interfacing with programs that is written in another language. See, SPSS is also one of the software, as I told you, okay, which is used to perform some calculations, right? So these are what some examples, okay. You can see these are the examples, okay. MATLAB. Then we have some of the softwares like AutoCAD, okay. See, AutoCAD is used for designing purpose. So who is using this AutoCAD software, do you know? Architecture engineers, right? See, AutoCAD design and documentation software creates innovative 2D, 3D designs and personalize your workspace that is created in the cloud. So see, this is how we work in the AutoCAD. Suppose this is a ground. You can see that this is a tennis ground, right? And this is the surrounding of that tennis ground. So in AutoCAD, this is basically used for 2D, 3D drawing, and it is basically used by architectures, right? So what are these engineering and scientific softwares? The softwares, okay, so which are used for engineering and scientific purposes, right? So these all comes under scientific software. See, all these are the best examples of scientific software. See, it is developed to answer a scientific questions. It relies on close involvement of an expertise in the scientific domain. It provides data to be examined by person who will answer the question, right? So some scientific softwares are used to make some calculations, all right? Uh, are you getting all of you? Am I audible to you? Are you
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
all of you? Screen is visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
Right, so we'll go for the fourth one, which is very, very interesting, guys. So this is called as embedded software. Okay, see. So this is very important for you people. As a final year student, you must completely know what are embedded softwares. Okay, so embedded software resides within the system or a product, and it is used to implement and control features and functions for the end user and for the system itself. It can perform the limited function and controlling capability, right? So one small example, what is it? See, motion detection systems used in security cameras. So you know that the CCTV cameras which are implemented, how do they exactly work, right? Yeah, so that is motion, right? Detection camera. Okay. So how does this motion detection cameras works? So is the screen visible, guys? Screen is visible?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, right. Thank you. See, so when you exactly go here, that is motion detection camera working. So when you go here, it will give you so many examples to see how does it exactly works. If I get time, I will show you at the end of the class. Okay, I will show you at the end of the class. So let us see for more embedded, okay, systems, or you can say that more embedded examples. Right? So when you go on the net, you can get so many examples on embedded softwares also, right? Okay. So one example which we took was regarding this one, motion detection. So what exactly happens here? What type of system is used? So embedded softwares, see, are nothing but what? We are trying to control this CCTV. Okay, we are trying to use this CCTV on your cell phone. You're using this cell phone, okay, to check what is happening in the specific area. So embedded software is a combination of hardware plus software. We have got a combination of hardware and we have also got a combination of software, right? So we are trying to control this hardware with the help of software. We are also trying to control the hardware, okay, with the help of some software, and in that software we are implementing the code. So in the software part also we are implementing the code, and some part of code is also implemented on the hardware side. So embedded softwares are nothing but the softwares, okay, with which we can control the hardware devices, okay, with very less human intervention, right? So this is one example of embedded software. So I will tell you one more example of embedded softwares. See, this is one device which is called as Arduino. So Arduino is used, right, when we want to make use of embedded system, right? See, so you must be knowing our new device, right? So like Alexa. Have you heard about Alexa? Anybody? Have you heard about it? Have you heard about Alexa? Anybody? So if I go for Alexa, see, this is one device, okay? So is the screen visible? Guys, is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This is Amazon Echo. Think of it as a wireless speaker with a built-in virtual assistant. It connects to smart home products like Philips Hue, SmartThings, Hive, and Tado, as well as your Spotify account and music player. Ring on the top, which you rotate to adjust the volume, and there's a microphone button.
See, this is one device, okay, which is controlled, okay, automatically.
We decided we sit down with it for a chat to see what it knows. Alexa, what's in the news today?
Can you hear the sound?
Alexa, stop. How many bananas would it take to poison an elephant? How big a ball pit would I need to bury an elephant?
Okay, see.
Alexa, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow?
So this is one software, right? So Alexa, say, what is that? It is a device that uses speech recognition to perform ever-growing range of a task command, right? Amazon calls the built-in brains of the device, and she is the thing that makes work for it. So how does this Alexa or how does this device works? Okay, so this device, right? So how does this Alexa works? So this is totally a setup which is made by embedded software, okay? So you can see that these are the Alexa, this is an Alexa. So how does this Alexa work? So you are going to control this speaker with the help of your app, with the help of your cell phone. So this is one example of embedded software, right? So let us go to second example, that is very small and used example. We often see a small circuit which is there inside our washing machines. What is this, guys? This is nothing but an washing machine, right? So here you can see that there is one screen placed on our washing machines, right? So there is a screen, behind that screen there is a microcontroller, okay? There is a microcontroller, which will display the current status of your washing machine. And this microcontroller, okay, the entire circuit is formed and beneath this screen, right? So here you can see that there's one button, so you can control this or turn this button, okay. And then this is the internal working area, which is controlled by a motor drum. So all these are internally connected to the circuit. Once when you set this circuit, automatically the washing machine will start according to the starting time and ending time of that machine, right? So this is also a very small example actually for embedded softwares. Nowadays all the embedded softwares are very highly technology oriented, right? Like CCTV, alarm detection, okay, smart home, which I tried to tell you in the last class, all these, right? So all these comes under the embedded software. So this is the fourth category of the software, that is embedded software. All right. Yeah. So let us go to the next type, that is product line software, right? So what are the product line softwares? See, so these are designed to provide a specific capability for use by many different customers. Product line software can focus on limited marketplace or address the mass consumer market. So product line softwares are nothing but what? These are the softwares which are created by one company, and they work with another company for selling their products. Okay, the software is being developed by another company which has got some functionality, and it works, or the software is sold under the another company, so that they may have lot of sale of their product. Okay, see, we have Microsoft Corporation as a brand, okay, which will sell several highly recognized products. So under Microsoft Corporation, what we are going to do, we are going to sell Windows, okay, Office, Xbox, NIKE, including all these things, right? So under Microsoft Corporation, so many another softwares are collaborated and they make the sale of their products. So product line softwares are nothing but the softwares which are developed with functionality by one company and which collaborate with another company for their sale, right? So those are called as product line software. All right. Yes. So now the favorite of everyone, that is web application, right? We all are using so many web applications, isn't it? So what are web applications? Guys, who will tell me what is a web application? Yes, who will tell? What do you mean by web applications? Yes. What is a web application? So I will elaborate to you what is exactly web application. So you all are using all these sites, right? Quora, okay, then you're using Facebook, you're using Google, you're using all shopping sites like Amazon. All these are called as what? Web pages, right? See, suppose I will open any website. So the name of website is www, okay, for example, gmail.com. So this is one of the website. So when I open for this, right? See, when I go here, that is gmail.com. So this section is called as what? URL. This area is called as URL. So once when I enter this URL, you will find that the related page of this domain will open. See, so it will get converted into http mail google.com. So already it will go to the mail because already I am signed in. Okay, already I have signed in. So it will go to the mail. So when I was trying to open it, right, when I was trying to type like this, gmail.com, what I was doing, I was exactly making a request to the domain of Gmail, right? I was making a request to the server of Gmail to open me the Gmail. And once when I clicked and entered my username and password, what is opened here? the mailbox related to that mail is opened. So this is the response which is given to me by the server, isn't it? So what do we say here? What are the web applications? See, it is a client server computing program. It means the client is going to make a request and the Gmail server is going to respond. So any websites will take a request which is provided by the client. So client will provide a request and then the server will respond back to that request. So this is called as client server interaction. So all the web applications works on the client server interaction. And where do we run these web applications? We run all the web applications on the web browser. We need web browsers, right? See, this is Chrome. This is this one new editor called as a new browser called as Microsoft Edge, which is provided by Windows 10. So which I am using currently, that is Microsoft Edge. This is a browser which is provided by Windows 10. Okay, so web applications need web browser. So you can also open web applications on your cell phones also, right? In cell phone also we have got default browsers, isn't it? Yeah. So what are web applications? Web applications are nothing but what? Collection of web pages. So what pages you see on the website, all those are called as what? Web pages. So when you click on one web, for example, I will take one website here, that is Oracle. Okay. So suppose if I open this, okay, so this is one of the website of Oracle. Suppose when I open this website, right? And when I click on one option, right? So let me see one more. For example, if I go for Oracle Corporation. Okay. So these are some of the websites. Okay. So all these are the web pages. So when I click on this web page, so when I click on any of this website, what will happen exactly? So it will have a collection of web pages, isn't it? So see, we have a product, right? This is one web page. We have resources. This is another web page. We have support. This is another web page. All these web pages are what, having so many links. So these links are called as what? Hyperlinks. So when I click on this link, another page is going to open, right? Yeah. So this type of pages are called as what? Web pages, and the link is called as hyperlink. Okay. So what it is going to tell me here, guys, that our web pages, okay, web pages are nothing but what? Collection of hyperlinks, also linked hypertext files, okay, which will provide us information like text, graphics, audio, video also. So many companies nowadays depends on this web application. So this is also one of the category of our software, right? So like Facebook, Google, eBay, Amazon, all these are nothing but what? Our web application. So this is the another category of the software. All right. So we have the next one, which is very dynamic, that is artificial intelligence software, right? So you can see that nowadays all the smartphones, okay, smart homes, smart cars, even Alexa, she also comes under AI, that is artificial intelligence, okay? Then we have all the smartphones in which nowadays, see, the Android is coming with all the inbuilt softwares, okay? So last class I tried to tell you about smart home. There are some of the AI systems called as what? Smart cars also, right? So let me show you example if I get it. Smart car. If we could get some videos on the smart car. Smart car working on, okay, artificial intelligence. Okay, so you can get a lot of information when it comes to AI exactly. So I'm just trying to figure out if I get any smart car here. So working of a smart car.
मॅडम MG हेक्टर टाका.
What happened?
MG Hector internet car
Okay.
that can turns into artificial intelligence.
Okay. Okay.
MG Hector.
MG
Hector.
MG Hector. Am I right? That's
Yes, ma'am.
it. SUV car, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. हाँ, correct.
Okay.
I am.
Let me see. But it will not show us the internal working. We need to see exactly the internal working. I'll just check out one more if we get internal working of smart cars. See, whenever you start the car, right, it will show us what is there at the back side. Yeah, what is there at the back side while taking any turn and all, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
that also, it is also a part of smart car, okay? So I will check one more browser. So the screen is visible, right? Screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let us see if I get some video. Let us see this. Is it visible? Screen is visible? Screen is visible to you?
Just before we get to the car, I have an
Yes,
exciting
ma'am.
announcement. I've partnered up with EA, but then you earlier on the fifth free good. So once you're happy with your wrap, make sure you go and take a picture of it, photo and hashtag. All right, we have got a smart car, the future of the smart car, featured on the channel today.
Is the video visible?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute.
This is the person screen.
Is it
obviously,
visible
and
now?
then what it's going to show you is my name, Hi Supercar Blondie.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
The ride sharing car. So when you hail it, it'll put your name on the front.
Is
so
it
you know
visible?
which car is yours to
Yes,
call.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Or, for example, it will put your Facebook profile photo on the front, so you know which one is coming. And then the other thing is, with this screen, you can communicate with pedestrians outside the car because, of course,
Is it visible now?
when you're driving and you stop at a pedestrian, you usually with your face indicate whether or not they can cross, right? You just give them a off you go. But it's a cool, airing car. I think they've thought of something pretty cool here. It's hand sanitizer, right? So when you're getting in, you can sanitize your hands. When you're getting out, sanitize.
Okay, was it visible to you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see, you can also browse so many things when it comes to this one, right? So did you see the example of smart, this one, home, which I shared to you? Okay, so see, this is also one of the animation where you can see GPS tracking system, right? So working of GPS tracking system, right? So this is also one example. So is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you see the screen, mobile screen? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
thanks.
ma'am.
Right. So AI software makes use of non-numerical algorithms to solve a complex problem that is not amendable to computation or straightforward analysis. So we have all robotics technologies, which also comes under what? Artificial intelligence. So more about AI itself is one subject. Okay, if I keep discussing about AI, it itself is one subject, right? So once when you go to 6M, you will learn more detail about how does the artificial intelligence work. Okay, right? So this is all about the changing, okay, nature, right? Changing nature of a software, right? So we have system software, we have application software, engineering and scientific software, we have embedded softwares, then we have product line software, web applications, and we also have artificial intelligence softwares, right? So the meeting left is about 5 minutes. So do you have any queries regarding changing nature of software? Guys, do you have any queries?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. So hope you all are following the lectures. Okay, so one more thing we can discuss. So we have 4 minutes, so we will go for this, right? So what are the different challenges that are faced for software engineers nowadays? I will just briefly explain you regarding this, okay? So you can see that this is one of the biggest challenge for our developers, that is ubiquitous computing, or you can say that the computing, okay? For example, see, it can occur using any device in any location and in any format. For example, if I have all the data attached to my Google Drive, I can access that data anytime, anywhere, isn't it? If I have got all my files attached to my drive, I can access the data anytime, anywhere, and I can also edit that data with Google softwares. That is one possibility. So nowadays, what we need the softwares which are very distributive in nature. It means we can use that software at any location, anytime, and it can adapt to the changes anywhere, right? So that is called as what? Ubiquitous computing, right? It is a concept in software engineer which is made to appear anytime and anywhere, right? For example, nowadays you are making some money transactions like Paytm, right? And Google Pay, Amazon Pay, all these transactions, right? So we need some devices and the softwares which performs, you can say that n number of transactions in any mode, right? See, some of the examples are Apple Watch, electronic toll systems, smart traffic lights, self-driving cars, home automations, right? So all these comes under this. So developing such kind of systems is a great challenge to the software engineers, right? Then second is what? Net sourcing. So what is exactly net sourcing? See, so when you want to make an advertisement of your software, so you need to utilize the concepts, or you have to take certain permissions from the companies to access their sites, right? Okay, so the time remaining for today's meet is 2 minutes. So I think I have a lecture on Thursday. So from on Thursday, we will continue from this. Okay. So guys, quickly tell me if you have any queries. See, this is your Google Classroom. Okay. So in this, I have shared the notes. You can just please go through it. So I have shared unit 1 here. Under unit 1, I have shared all the videos. You can also go through videos. Both the explanations are same. See, this is the today's video, Introduction to Software Challenges. Both of these, today's lectures are here. Okay, you can go through here. I will also upload the Zoom meet. So these are the notes. Then we also have one more part, that is part 2. So in this also I have uploaded some notes. Okay, yeah. So I think we are at the end of session, guys. So hopefully I'll see you on Thursday, right? Fine. One more thing, see, I have posted one assignment here, right? So please go through that assignment. Few people have already submitted the assignments. So just go through that and upload your assignment, okay? Yeah. So any queries, guys? Okay, so shall we meet in the next class? Okay, so